These handouts will be posted on the website tomorrow. I only printed 20 copies. I had no idea there'd be this many coaches here. So first one is ballpark opening and closing of fields. I'll start with that one because Daryl just kind of went through all that. And it just outlines, this is just something maybe you can print off, throw in your folder, keep it handy. Maybe you got to leave early or practice early, just hand it to your assistant coach so he knows he has an idea. But opening a field, use the key provided to open the dugouts. You usually want to open both dugouts if you can. Inspect the field condition right away. If you come for practice or a game, just take a good look. It's, you might see a broken bottle out there. You might find a piece of wire sticking out of a fence or a loose bar. A couple years ago we had a bar fall down, hurt a player, hit him in the head. It was a very serious injury. But look at the field, look at the dugout, look at your equipment. Housekeeping, was something left out in the field that can create a problem for you. Just general things like that. Maybe there's equipment left behind. If you got a key to get into this back room, you got a bat, you don't want to take it with you, throw it in there or take it with you and then report it to your program director. Hey, I got a real nice bat that was left behind her glove. So just a housekeeping thing there. Again, set bases, place holes, hole plugs in the dugout box and install, remove rubber as necessary. Arrange equipment so areas in play are kept clear. Bats, helmets, balls, other. Again, a lot of first timers out here every year. Get your organize your dugout. Make sure you're not tripping over things. Make sure the stuff doesn't end out in the field of play. That just creates delays. For games, you know where to get the score board controllers, right? Does everybody know where that's at? They're right around the corner inside that door. You'll have a key, get you in there. They're right inside the door. They're pretty easy to figure out too. You just monkey with them, get them on and off, and you can kind of take it from there.
Steve, batteries will be at the concession stand. So if the controller needs a battery, you can get them at the concession stand, $2.99.
And then again, you should monitor your conditions in the field and in the dugout even throughout your practice and game. Things can change. People leave things out. Again, turn out lights as necessary. The bathrooms come on and off by themselves, but obviously you got field lights. If you're the last one here and you see lights are left on, turn them off if there's nobody here. Just go ahead and turn those off too. Whoever needs them can turn them on. They might have to wait 10 or 15 minutes for them to cool down to restart, but they shouldn't be left on. That's an expense. Closing, return bases, rake holes, drag diamond. Again, real important to get those holes. As far as I'm concerned, there's only two reasons these fields can't be in tip-top form outside of weather. One is you don't know what you're doing or you don't care. Doesn't matter if your practice ends at 7. Don't have time? Well, stop practicing at 6:45 so you got 15 minutes to get the field right and then close it up and leave. So again, you either don't know what you're doing or you don't care. Neither is acceptable at this point because we've all been trained. You just need to make an effort. Be resourceful. Use your players. It's a good conditioning. It's a good experience. It's a good thing to know how to take care of a diamond. Let's see. Won't go into too much more. It just comes down to the housekeeping things and the locking up. Additional notes: coaches and parents are not authorized to drive vehicles in the concession area in this area, in this park, to drop off and pick up equipment. Only authorized parties who are involved in service or maintenance activity are permitted to drive into the concession area. If you're even in that capacity, take a look at what you got here. If you have a game going on, expect little children to be bopping out anywhere out here. Drive very slow. Take your time. People will see other people driving in here when they shouldn't be, and they think, well, it's a rule, but they really don't care. It's okay. We can do that. No, it's not okay. We're trying to enforce it. If we expect nothing, we'll get nothing. So we're laying that expectation, make sure it's clear out there. And that's it on that one, other than reporting any concerns or problems. What do you do if you find a serious problem? If I find a wire sticking out of a fence or something that needs a lot of glass that needs to be cleaned up, let somebody know. Do what you can to protect and keep people away from it. Point it out to your team if you're still going to use the field. But then, report it. Contact your program director. Let him know. He'll expedite. They'll make sure we get somebody out here to take care of something and safeguard things. There's a lot of things that can go wrong out here. There's a lot of things that go wrong. So be prepared for that. And then the golden rule at the bottom of this first document is always leave the field better than you found it. That's your intent. Now, if Dudley, or I'm sorry, Daryl's crew's been out here working on it, you're not going to probably leave it that good, but you're going to fill in holes. You're going to do the best you can.
One other thing, if you're the last coach here, please check the bathroom. Make sure the bathrooms are locked. It's even worthwhile to go in. We had a couple of years ago, somebody decided, let's fill up all the toilets with sand in the girls' bathroom. So make sure there's no little kid in there. Make sure there's no equipment in there. Just take a quick look, then lock the doors if you're the last one here.
We got that on here, inspect and lock bathrooms. Thanks for pointing that out. So I please go to the website tomorrow, download it, throw the copy that's in your folder. Some other things we thought about, and again, we don't think of everything, but we wanted to just kind of, hey, some people can figure this out and guess pretty accurately what to do, and they'll be fine. That's most of us, right? Others of us, we want to know, because we got to know exactly what needs to be done. We don't want to leave anything unchecked. But one of the items would be severe weather, and the information we're going to go by is drawn on our experience out here, what people have done in the past, what we've done in the past, and what the WIA requires our high schools to do. As a matter of safety and precaution, all activities must come to a stop if thunder is heard or lightning is seen during a practice or game. Thunder far off in the distance, moving away, no immediate threat. Okay, that's kind of a judgment call there. But if you hear thunder in the area, you don't have to see lightning. You can hear thunder. That comes from the WIA regulations. If anybody hasn't read those, they're easy to find. Just Google WIA and find their website, and they've got it posted right there. Seek safety. All players, coaches, officials, and spectators should return to their cars. When a fully enclosed building is available, staff members may remain inside the building until all clear is given. We'll talk about what all clear entails. Some may have arrived on foot or on bike and do not have a car to go to. Help these people seek safety or shelter when possible. Okay? So if you go to your car, pay attention as you're going. Make sure we don't have some kids that rode their bikes down here and they're in a bad situation. We need to get them to safety. Monitoring weather. It's common for wireless phones to have access to real-time weather radar warnings. You're encouraged to monitor the monitor this kind of information to verify any severe weather warnings, tornado watch out for a firestorm alert, hail, or even persistent continued rain. Maybe you just see that it's not really lightning, but it's raining. You can see it's going to rain a while. Just use your phones, use that information. That's a good way to go. All clear. What is the all clear? 30 minutes after the last sound of thunder or sight of lightning, play may resume. Multi-field complexes. Staff must have unanimous agreement to continue in order to resume play relative to severe weather in the area. Okay? A single coach cannot decide to continue play while others are following protocol to stop play for severe weather. Once all coaches agree and an all clear is given, then you may resume play. Work together. That's a situation that will come up. Somebody wants to play, no, we're going to follow the 30-minute rule. You need to have unanimous consent. And then you can all start together. Weather delay. Before deciding to continue play, determine if there is enough time to complete the game or practice. If conditions persist, practices and games will be canceled. Middleton Baseball Softball Commission or senior staff, this may be you, will determine if play can resume. Umpires' discretion should be taken into consideration. Don't just blow off the umpires and think, we're going to do what we want to do, and they're going to do what we have to tell them. Listen to them, get their input, get consensus, work together. Field conditions. We may not have Daryl from the city or someone from the MSC sending email out to say stop play. You may have to make that decision. You see the conditions are too wet, we're puddling up. You know what? It's a wash. Let's get our gear. Let's get out of here. Let's start over. Let's reschedule and go from there. That's a judgment call. It's not a black and white call. Judgment call. Make it. Do the right thing. Weather damage incident. Okay, let's say we have something hit us hard, fast, and we're in trouble. Okay, we got damage, we got potential injuries, or we've got potential down power line. We've got potential for real safety hazards out here. Your personal safety and that of your team is your first priority. Damaged buildings and structures can pose life-threatening hazards. Consider how to keep people away from any hazards you observe or may be made aware of. Seek assistance from staff, member of the MBSC commission member or whatever. Call them or call your program director if you need help getting decisions made. Keep in mind the rare events of extreme heat or extreme cold when deciding to play or reschedule games. Okay, we're just about done here. Injury and illness. Take action. Be prepared to respond to a sudden injury or illness. We all have first aid kits in our equipment that was issued to us. Call 911 when appropriate. First aid kits are issued to coaches, and some on-site facilities also have first aid kits available. And an AED may be available in some areas. We intended to get an AED out here. When we do, we'll get a sign up. Everybody will know about the AED and where to find that and be able to use that. Document, and if you have an incident, document it. Do you need a form to write down the date, a name, a witness, some of the details? No. Just document it. Get a piece of paper, put down the information you know. That's real helpful when we have to go back and find out what happened, and we have to figure out what we're going to do to prevent that from happening again, or what was done and what decisions were made. Last one, we have to consider the possibility of violence or threat of violence. Okay? Examples: domestic dispute, an irate coach or parent, gang activity, mental illness, or an episode that somebody's having a problem. These things happen in our world, okay? Consider your personal safety and that of your players and all others in the area. Getting directly involved to curb a violent situation can have legal ramifications to you personally and the Middleton Baseball Softball Commission. Use your best judgment to determine if intervening or calling 911 is your best course of action. And then again, document the incident. Again, note date, time, description of incident, any other details that the authorities might find useful. And then when we have an incident like that, please report that to a commission member, your program director, somebody right away. Again, each of these documents will be available on the website tomorrow. I encourage you just to print them off, throw them in your folder so you have them. Hopefully you don't have to go to these things at all. But if you do, maybe it'll help you sort things out. Things can get real confusing when decisions have to be made in an emergency situation like that. Any questions? Okay, Don?